name is Frank Ybarra. I've always been interested in art since childhood. So to be honest, I've been doing it all my life in one form or other. I was always really good at drawing, even as a child. I had a great art teacher in grade school, and she taught us a lot about all sorts of medium. Those are my earliest experiences in art. I just took off from there. When I got into painting really was in college. It was really until about the time I started showing my art in public is when I sort of realized what I could do with it. And so I was always influenced by Picasso and Diego Rivera's work, the Cubist styles. Eventually I kind of faded away from the deliberate Cubist style. I started kind of spreading it out, making it a little less abstract and adding more of a realism to it. You can see that in my work now, for sure. My paintings are all acrylic, but I do a lot of layering and blending, and it's very time-consuming, actually. So sometimes I kick myself because I'm so slow at it. But, that's how it goes, so that's how I work. And I just have to remember to stick to what works for me. I see other artists cranking things out, one after another, and I'm like, God, how am I going to keep up with this, But I have to not worry about that. My art has been a way to connect to my heritage. Growing up as a Mexican in a kind of suburban world, I guess you could say, I really didn't have the experience that a lot of my other Mexican friends have had. And I didn't grow up speaking Spanish either. But at the same time, we celebrated our heritage during the holidays and different ththings like that the Mexicans do together as families. It was just our way of life and the things we would do. And so a lot of my work shows some of that in there, just little minor sort of nothing things, but they just stick in my head. Growing up in the desert Southwest, and the scenery is very inspirational, of course, and so I do a lot of work about that. I got to know Xico initially in the early 90s through printmaking workshops, and that's how I got to know a lot of the artists in the group. Been involved with them ever since. Xico's impacted my career in the sense of community involvement in the arts. More people see my work. When I started getting involved in Xico, I learned a lot more about monoprint and woodcuts and things like that, lino cut, silkscreen. So I've learned a lot about printmaking through Xico that I didn't have before. This past year has been kind of miserable because, even though I work by myself all the time, I haven't had any interaction with other artists other than social media. It's better to get together, and that's why I like the workshop so much, because you interact with each other and you help each other out with the ideas. The name of the piece I'm donating is called Pégale, which means hit it. And in the painting you see a little boy smacking a piñata, but if you look closer at the piece, you see the piñata is made of bricks. So it's my comment on the border wall issue, my protest piece, I guess. Thank you, Xico, for supporting my art over the years. I appreciate it very much. I'm very grateful.